What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and it's your crew, the Cowboy Huddle, coming at you live, direct, and correct, as we always do on What's Up Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a while, but guess what? We're back. Super Bowl is over with, and we're here to talk about it just a little bit, but we got to definitely get into our Dallas Cowboys, as we always do. So, with that being said, there was only 3. Armando is stuck, not in traffic, but at work. He's making that long money, so hopefully he'll let us hold some when he get paid on Friday, fellas. All I need is about $25. All right, so here we are. Next to me, I got Dallas Cowboy Chris, a.k.a. the big fella in the house. What's happening?
What up, G?
Yeah. And below us is the one and only Allow Me to Butt In Sports. Yeah, so what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing okay, and we want to say welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Yeah. All right, so hey guys, we want to tell everybody before we get started, we'd like to tell you guys thank you for being a part of this channel, for supporting us. Even though the season is over with, here we are. We got still seeing some loyal fans showing up in the comments. Big up to Felicia Colley, big up to Pete, big up to Trackhawk. My dude, Trackhawk. Ivan is in the house as always. What's up with everybody? So, hey, guys, again, we want to say thank y'all for being a part of this channel and helping us get to where we are today. And so, guys, here we are. Something to talk about. Super Bowl is over with. Look like Kansas City pulls it off. Kansas City pulls it off, and Philadelphia thought they had one. And once again, they leave without a trophy.
Well, first of all, I think you need to get their name right. You mean the Dallas Texans won the Super Bowl. Okay, let's get their name right,
homie. The Dallas Texans. All right.
Dallas Texans won the Super Bowl. Their owners still live here in Dallas, in Highland Park, right next to Jerry. So it's the Dallas Texans. This is where they originated. You know, you got to go to the OGs, man. They OGs, man. Hey, you see what I posted, the old logo with the cowboy, man. He's shooting up in the air and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Philadelphia can't beat nobody from Dallas. Or, you know, it is what it is. Just let it go. Let it go. I know y'all upset. You're emotional these last couple days, you know.
So that's what we're doing now. We're going to put that Dallas Texans on them, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I called my man Real Cool Dad. And, I jumped on his live and he said, hey, Chris, how about them Texans?
Oh, man, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Every time I talk to him, I say, man, what about them Texans? So, you know, he felt like he needed to jump in with me and say, what about them Texans?
Oh, well, you know, hey, I mean, any way we can get it, we'll share it, because what we can say is I guarantee you next time Philadelphia Eagles won't boo another Dallas Cowboy fan. How about that? I mean, you know, that was so that was so classless.
I was like, okay, the man of the year, y'all can boo the man of the year because he played for the Cowboys. I said the man of the year award is a lot different from any other award. I mean, it's something that you do in the community, you know, what kind of person you are. And you booed him because he was a Cowboy fan. You know, I think that bad karma. Karma got him.
Football gods heard that, man. I mean, you know, it's one thing if we're planning, but you know, what do you expect from the Philadelphia fans, man? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what you get. That's what you get. So let's get into this. No, before we do that, guys, I definitely got to send our condolences to Emmitt Smith. It has been told that Emmitt Smith has lost his father, Emmitt Smith Jr. Wow. It's been reported about 4 hours ago. Emmitt said, the man who inspired me to play the game of football has transitioned to be with the Lord. Smith said on Twitter, I will miss your timely advice, but will hold on to the things you and my first love taught me, my brothers and sisters. So we definitely have to give our condolences to Emmitt Smith in his time of sorrow.
Most
so
definitely.
we would keep him lifted up in prayer. So everybody, take out time to lift Emmitt Smith up in prayer. So we send out Cowboy Huddles for sure. We're sending out our condolences to you for sure. So, but hey guys, let's get into this, man. So let's do a little recap on this Super Bowl, man, and talk a little bit about what we saw and what was funny and what was not so funny, and did the team win that you had chose to win. So Dallas Cowboys, Chris, what you think?
Man, I was really excited that it was a fun, exciting, down to the wire game. Whenever, when you're not in the game, you just want it to be a good game so it can be entertaining. It's supposed to be the two best teams in the league fighting it out for the greatest prize ever. And it came out to be that. I was really happy about the game. Kansas City showed what kind of dogs they are when you down 10 at halftime against a running team that was basically handling you the whole first half, and you come out and you just said, screw it. You said, screw it. Let's play ball. Let's play Kansas City. And that's what they did. Yeah,
for sure. Allow me, Rue, what do you think about the game, man? What was your observation, and were you satisfied with what you saw during the Super Bowl?
I mean, I was definitely happy with the result. There's no question about that. I was definitely happy with the result, but them boys had me nervous. There's no question. I mean, they were killing it on offense, on defense. They played a great game. That was a great
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
both of them really. Philadelphia played a great game. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, Jalen put up 3 touchdowns on the ground. He threw for a touchdown. He threw for over 300 yards. Like, he had a great game. And honestly, if there was ever going to be, I mean, we haven't had a loser from the Super Bowl win MVP for the Super Bowl, but if anybody deserved to do it, it was probably him that day. Because
you don't know your history about your Cowboys. It has been a loser. The loser.
Yes, sir.
It has been. And he just got inducted.
I'm saying it's been a long time.
Yeah. He just got inducted. Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time since that happened. And if anybody deserved it, honestly, man, the game he played a great game. Every time they touched the ball, I got nervous. But when they took that field goal to go up 27-21, they left that door open. And when you leave that door open for Patrick Mahomes, I mean, you see what happens.
But, I mean, man, 21 points is enough to win the game. It's just basically, if you think about it, man, Kansas City made adjustments. I mean, what's up, Mikey? Mikey's up here as well. So, Mikey, what do you think, man, about this Super Bowl game? What do you think?
No lead is safe. No 21 points is safe against that quarterback, that man. And it's funny the way they won the game. If you look at Patrick Mahomes' stats, he exposed the Eagles for what they were, as our quarterback did, and went on 3 scoring drives consecutively, dissected them, went to the right spots. But you got to give credit to the Eagles. If the Eagles would have won, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. My football team self-esteem and my football team, their acumen or what we've accomplished, you know what I mean? I always know 2 is bigger than 5. And that's where it counts. But I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It was a great movie with a shitty ending. That's that's what it was. But they played it right. You can't. That's just great coaching. Great coaching for him to just slide. That slide is what Juju sent. Who did he send it to? Bradbury, and I could always hold you or something like that for a Valentine's Day, and everybody being salty. To Victor go the spoils, and the victors were the right victors. But like I said, I wasn't one of these Cowboy fans basking in the joy of the Eagles losing. I kind of rolled my eyes at it. I roll my eyes at the threads, and like, dude, your football self-esteem should be higher than it was. If it was the Steelers versus 49ers, then my football self-esteem would have been somewhere, because those dynasty legacy NFL teams would have added more than what my team got. So if Kansas City wins, it was cool. If the Eagles would have won, yeah, we would have got more crap talk. But at the end, it wouldn't affect me as a Cowboy fan. But I can't stand all these Cowboy fans with their memes. And like, dude, that's just jealousy. You got to give what Jalen Hurts did and what that Eagles team did its props, even though it's just like, and then the whole notion that should have been us. Man, if it was us, we would have been there.
Yeah, we would have been there. Stop it. Yeah, agree. And I'm sorry. I have to raise my hand. I was one with the meme, because only reason I did it because I know they would have done it to us. So I just could not let that go. I had to throw a few of them out there, But I'm going to say this, man. I can't take anything from Philadelphia. Philadelphia played some good football. They started off good. In their best defense were their offense, because they kept Mahomes off the field. For the full first half. I mean, they had a game plan, but by halftime, this is what Kansas City does. They go in at halftime, they make adjustments, and they capitalize. So, congratulations to Kansas City, but I take nothing from the Eagles, because I mean, they had a damn good game plan. It just didn't hold up long enough. So Trackhawk said this here real quick, guys. He said, Honest, do you think the NFL is script? I don't know. No, why would he say that?
Hey, that NBA is, though. It ain't no coincidence. LeBron James celebration and passing the points lead, and then Kevin Durant going to the Suns on Super Bowl week. That's sus.
Yeah, that was. I mean, and then I know we on basketball, but yeah, he broke the record and everything, but he still lost. But it's okay. Look.
Hey, that's funny you say that. That's funny, because Emmitt Smith was on the pivot, and he said when he broke that record, we did lose to the Seahawks, and it was kind of the same parallel going back to the Cowboys.
Yeah. Well, Felicia Collins, she had this to say. She said, I was rooting for the Chief and Travis Kelce. Oh, Travis Kelce got that old stanky leg, and y'all see him do the stanky leg? I think he got that touchdown. So,
I gotta say this though about Emmitt Smith. Didn't Emmitt Smith play that whole game? Pretty sure right after LeBron hit that final shot, he didn't play a single minute in that fourth quarter.
He hasn't played since, Bubba.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. That's a whole different story. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm like, really, bro? And then they came out and they played against who was that? No, was it who was it? Oh, the Sixers against Embiid, and he's sitting on the bench. But anyway, that's a whole other story. We'll get into that later. So Pete said this. Pete had this to say. He said, I thought Kellen Moore started calling plays in the second half for the Eagles. Damn. Wow.
On field goals. Though, that was a trend for them all year. They got their points early. Like in games that they won, especially, I feel like in second half, they really weren't putting up points. Like even against us, they really didn't put up points in second halves of ball games. And that was a trend for them all season. Yeah,
and you're right. They jump out there and they hold the lead, and they pull off the wins. Check this out. What y'all think about this? What Wavy Hinks said. Wavy Hinks said, "I'd rather have seen the trophy come back to the division anyway." Chris, what do you think?
Well, I apologize to a lot of Eagles fans because I've been saying that their whole team and their quarterback was trash all year, and Jalen actually, played big boy ball. He showed up in the big game, and I told him, I said, I owe y'all an apology because I didn't think the guy had it in him to do that. Okay, So that's the only nice thing I ever will say about the damn Eagles. So to answer the great Wavy Hinks question there, let me borrow some of them 12s that you just got. Anyway,
Yeah.
hey man,
Yeah, all those Frenchies.
I don't give a damn if the Eagles win anything in their life in the history of their organization. I never want to see it. I don't care. I hate the Eagles. It's only one team in the NFL I absolutely hate, and it's the Eagles. So you will never, ever, ever see me cheer for the Eagles. My wife was sitting there watching the game with me, and Jalen did something. She said, "Oh, that's good." I say, if you ever scream for an Eagle again, you've been married 24 years, but it'll be a divorce today if you ever cheer for the Eagles. She's like, "Baby, I like Jalen. You know, he Texas." I said, "Yeah, he from Texas, but he chose the wrong damn team." So other than until he leave, I'll never cheer for him ever. So,
I hear you.
I don't care about that division shit. Put like this: the Eagles been in existence since 1930 something. They only got one damn Super Bowl. We've been in existence since the 60s and got 5, and they still ain't caught up. So all that crap they talk, I still don't care. The numbers and the facts are facts. We're 74 and 37 against the Eagles all time, and I don't give a damn about them. Sorry.
Preach.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, happy Valentine's Day. And after you talk to your wife that way, I'm pretty sure her bouquet got a little bit bigger and chocolate got a bit sweeter.
Well, let me tell you, and Mike, I wish she was here because she can confirm this. Once she said it, she ain't said another word. She went and got in that craft room and started crafting. She knows she can do that around me. You gotta have Mike. It's called scene control, bro.
Oh man,
what do you think about this comment that Wavy Hing had to say? Well, I mean, you agree with this or you beg to differ?
Me?
Yeah,
man. I mean, Micah said the same thing. So
yeah, he did.
I'm not mad. And the thing is, no, like, especially after they booed Dak, man. When they booed Dak after he won Walter Payton Man of the Year, I was just like, bro, y'all are hot garbage. Like, honestly, y'all are hot garbage.
Trash.
Like, I don't care. I don't care who wins that award. If they gave that award out in college, and I hate the Oklahoma Sooners, if it went to a Sooner, I'd stand up and I'd clap for that man because that award has absolutely zero to do with football. That ain't got nothing to do with football. That had nothing to do with stats or nothing. That has to do with what he does in the community. Right. And it's not something I'm going to harp on too much, but it's just like, bro, when they did that, I was just like, bro, what's wrong with y'all? Like, who does that? But I mean, these are the same people that booed Santa Claus. So it's like, I mean.
Yeah. So what you expect? This is the same team that has Dallas Cowboy Week. Who does that?
I thought the booing was appropriately refreshing.
Well, yeah, we do get attention because
it's in the spirit of the rivalry. Half of those guys are Eagles fans, and it's just the spirit in hating the Dallas Cowboys. Like, now it's turned into that. I know it's the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, and I get it, it's to be respected, and he did get his flowers on the Thursday prior, but it was appropriately disrespectful. Like, it was on point. You can't ask them to be anything else. They were who they were. They lost. Karma's on time, and so is death.
They better believe it. So, what do you think about this coming down here, Mikey D? I'd rather have seen the trophy come back to the division anyway.
Well, we are lucky. I don't know how old you are, Rube, but I in the middle of my football love, the NFC dominated the AFC for damn near 13 years, and in the meat of it was Redskins, Giants, Cowboys in a 5-year succession, and then you had a little bit of Niners. So that's the beast of the East. It's ugly to see it from the Eagles, but it would have brought more clout, especially all the shade that was thrown, even by us in the offseason, of how much we underestimated how good this division really was. But it ended the way it ended, and I don't care. Like, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, like you said, Mikey, why should we expect anything other than the boos from the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a organization that has Dallas Cowboy week when they the week of when they're playing us. So yeah,
Well, technically, Washington does too. Because I remember going up to a couple of Washington games, and that Saturday before the game, we would go out to. This is when we were clubbing, and they had a song that's actually a literally song in Washington called "Fuck the Cowboys." Right?
Damn.
Literally a song. Okay. And when I was in there, I was like, "Is that what? Did I hear that right?" And dude, they played it twice every hour in the club because the at the time it was the Skins. The Skins have Cowboy Week also.
Wow.
Mhm.
How many miles are we away from Washington? I mean, we're hours away from Washington.
So the real reason is because half their city is implants, and a lot of people there from Texas. So it's a lot of Cowboy fans and Washington, that DMV area. You know, it's a lot of Texas people there. So
wow.
It's like that, bro.
I'll never forget that offseason. It was just a few years ago. The construction workers outside of their stadium hung our flag during their training camp. Yep. They hung our flag.
You never seen that, G?
No. That was hilarious.
It was all on ESPN and everything.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
But you talking about years ago? Years ago?
No, it was like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long ago. Like it was just. A few years
ago. I think I probably have. I couldn't remember.
But that.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, that harks me back into, it goes back to your team self-esteem and your own self-esteem. Like I saw some Cowboy fans on social media acting like Raider fans, in the sense where we don't care about the Raiders, they care about us. Well, honestly, like my football self-esteem as a Cowboy fan is, I was cool enough in my own, personal thought of myself as a football fan where I didn't give a shit. I didn't post about it. I didn't get happy where either two lost. Yes, there was a sense of relief. I'm not gonna lie, like fuck the Eagles, but I wasn't gonna go out of my way to throw shade and let them know I gave a fuck as much as they give a fuck about us. That's what I want to know.
Can I rebut that, Mike? Let me tell you something, Mike. It was funny you said that, right? It's because we don't care, okay? But they care. Every time we lost, it was memes everywhere, right? So I actually talked to a Cowboy creator, I'll be nameless, and he said, Chris, if we would have lost the Super Bowl, do you know all the crap they would have gave the Cowboys for losing the Super Bowl? He said that's why he's been on them nonstop. He said because they can ditch it, but they can't take it. I said, bro, that's every bully. Every bully does that. Bullies dish it, but they can't take it when it's reversed. I say, so, to me, like I said, I never would have cheered for the Eagles. They're the one, whatever. It just get more noise talking. I said, but he said that's why he's been doing memes left and right is because if the roles were reversed, and we all know this, if the Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl and we lost, what would have happened?
Yeah. And then what's so funny, man, is like, I think, what's her name? Joy, I think that's her name. And I heard it several times from some of these morning shows, man, where before the Super Bowl even started, but the week of, the main topic was the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Like, I always revert to Chris's, like the starting of the season, Chris's TikTok saying, every show on every hour, the beginning freaking segment on their A block is what the Dallas Cowboys were doing. And there it goes again. And I'll say that the most irrelevant non-Super Bowl team in history was last year's Rams. Like, did they even win a Super Bowl? Because after they got trucked, they didn't even talk about that. They talked about the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll continue talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They'll fit in the Dallas Cowboys, and just the worst thing of this weekend was Darren Woodson not getting in the goddamn Hall of Fame.
Oh my gosh, that was the next
Don't
time.
bring that up, Mike.
Oh,
I almost cried, Mike. I almost
In
cried.
Phoenix, he's from Maryville. He's a scum devil, sun devil. He's a scum devil. But it would have been perfect. So get into it. I'm sorry if I brought it up, but it sticks to my crawl that safeties like John Lynch, Steve Atwater, and Brian Dawkins are in the Hall of Fame, and Derek Woodson's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Brian Dawkins was nowhere near Darren Woodson. I'm sorry, I'm going on. Like, you change the subject because that's pissing me off.
Well, and you know what? We say congratulations to DeMarcus Ware. But, I don't know how they go about doing this, man, because there's so many players out there that should be in there by now. And like I said, and I do think D Ware is a Hall of Famer. But at this moment, it should have been Darren Woodson. I thought it was just me, guys. I really thought it was just me. I was like, I was going to ask that question. How did y'all feel about, Darren Woodson not making it? I mean, look how long it took Drew Pearson. How does that happen?
Can I ask y'all a question? I want to ask the panel a question. What safety in NFL history can go man up with Terrell Owens and Jerry Rice and cover them by themselves?
Not many.
Darren Woodson did it. Darren Woodson did it.
Yeah,
he locked down Shannon Sharp
and made tackles.
No, he's the all-time leading Cowboys tackler of a prestigious, the freaking dynastic, freaking organization to be the all-time leader in tackles and not being in the Hall of Fame. And
with 3 rings.
3 rings. See,
he revolutionized the safety position. He changed it where he could be the dime corner on the dime.
Yeah, for sure. You're right.
He never came off the field, bro. He played special teams too.
Hey,
he never came off the field unless the team was on offense. Never.
And he's a scum devil.
Yeah, I know it. And I'm happy for DeMarcus Ware. I am, but bro, that just kind of like, how did that happen?
Well, with DeMarcus Ware, we all knew he was going to make it because he's just a popular player, and then he won the Super Bowl with Denver. Okay, we knew that, but we've been preaching about Darren Woodson for the last 5 years, though. When these other safeties get in, and you like, he wasn't better than Darren. He didn't have the same accomplishments as Darren's did. Why is it a bias against us Cowboys all the damn time? Why do we have to fight so much to get our players in the Hall of Fame when they're well deserving?
Yeah.
I know it's a bias against us, and I thought it was over because a lot of those old writers died off. And you know what I'm saying? Because, for the longest, we only had a few Cowboys in there in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
And I knew once the 90s Cowboys came up in existence, a lot of the 70s Cowboys wouldn't get in like Drew. Took Drew forever to do it. You know what I mean? But it's just ridiculous, man, where it's just truly facts, okay? It's facts that this man was the best safety for 10 years in a row on a dominant team with 3 Super Bowl rings.
So, Rue, how does that happen?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know because we gave them everything they had to write about back in the day. I mean, what team was hotter than the Cowboys? No one. And it's just
we were the dynasty team of the 90s.
Man, you hear stories about that team. Me and Chris were talking about it the other day. There's the craziest things you're ever going to hear about a franchise. You're going to hear the crux of those stories from Cowboys from back in the 90s. And it's just like, man, if there's anybody that's deserving of that award, because I mean, what's the criteria? Super Bowls, right? Championships, all NFL, like first team. Help me understand how much more does he have to do to get into the club? And it's just
I don't get it.
The bias I really don't understand because I mean the writers decided they gave you the things to write about. They gave you the story.
You better believe it.
They put your name on the map because they gave you something to talk about. It's sad to see, but I mean, and the thing about DeMarcus Ware, I'm not taking anything away from DeMarcus Ware, but if we're talking about accolades,
exactly.
It's Ware was a revolutionary player, but by the time he won a Super Bowl, that wasn't his defense, even though he was crucial in that season and what he did. I mean, but he was the secondary guy, third guy. That was somebody else's team at that point.
Right.
For what he accomplished here in Dallas, it was like, that defense was never historically great. It was like him and like everybody else. Because I don't ever remember Tony Romo having this all-out elite defense. But
no.
Please don't bring that up. That's a sore subject for me.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we lived through that. I saw everything that there was to see with D Ware. And it's like, I can't take anything away from that man. But when it comes down to it, Hall of Fame?
Yeah. And
man.
I don't
earned
know.
that. He revolutionized his position. People don't play that position. Like, you can't find guys like that. Ed Reed, like, that's the only guy that really comes to mind that I can even put in the box with him.
He's in the Hall of Fame, though. How is it that, Darren Woodson is not there? Like I said, I don't know how they go about finding and like I say, some of these guys like DeMarcus Ware, he hasn't been out the league no long. Well, he hasn't not longer than Darren Woodson. So, the older guys, they should be coming up first before we guys that's only been out 10, 12 years. I don't get that. But it is what it is, man. So congratulations to DeMarcus Ware for sure. I don't take anything from DeMarcus Ware for being in the Hall of Fame.
They really, my bad, I don't mean to cut you
off. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I just feel like they diminish what was accomplished back then. Because like you said, and it's kind of clicking in my head now, like, yeah, man, a lot of these young guys, they don't have to wait. I mean, D Ware retired when?
Not long ago.
It's 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years.
But I'm saying it's like he's first ballot, right?
He's second because he didn't get in last year.
Okay.
Yeah, second. Yeah, second. You're right.
Ballot. But it's like, even in his time, like, did he revolutionize the position?
Nah.
Because like it was JJ, right? Not really Ware. Like, if we're talking about who was the best player at that position through the prime of it, I'd probably give the nod to Watt. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head who else we're talking about in this spot, but it's like, man, Darren
JJ Watt,
JJ
Watt, right?
Like, I don't know. That just don't seem right to me. And it's like you really diminish what these guys did back then, man. Like, I know the game was different, and like, say whatever you want. Maybe the game is a little harder now, but like, I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to be a quarterback and a receiver now than it was back then. But it's like, so you take away from the defensive guys because of that, they still had to do their job. It's not like he didn't have competition to go up against. He was playing against the best. I mean, we were playing the best, so he was playing against the best. So it's like, what more metric do you need in order to call a guy qualified? Because at this point, how many times has he waited?
I don't know how that works, Rue. I really don't know how that works. Like I said, I took nothing away from DeMarcus Ware, but it's just like, what about these guys like Drew Pearson? I mean, just fortunate enough that he's still around to receive his flowers while he's alive, But a lot of these guys getting the Hall of Fame that they, gone on and transition, So, but it is what it is. So, congratulations to DeMarcus Ware. So let me ask you guys about this here. So, as you guys know, here we are. Mike McCarthy is building his team. We have Mike Solari in as the offensive line coach. We got Brian Schottenheimer that's coming in, that's going to be the offensive coordinator. And I think Mike McCarthy is now looking at an analyst. And it's been told that we're going to run this West Coast offense. So, Chris, what are you looking? I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, are we going in the right direction right now, or is still too early, or are you liking what you see, or you're not liking what you're seeing right now? I mean, what are you thinking right now?
Well, to me, like I said, once they got rid of Kellen, I said that I got everything I wished for. Okay, I wish for. I got to be quiet. Y'all got to play special music when 21 come up in the house, man. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to play some special music.
I got to stop what I'm saying is to bow down to the great 21. What's up, dog?
Let's get it.
What's going on, fellas? What is going on, fellas?
I knew he never disappoint. So we know that you have been working, brother, and everything. And we know you working at extra hours and things like that. I was just going to ask you a quick question. Can I hold something to next Tuesday?
Huh?
Can I hold something to next Tuesday?
I got you, bro. I got you. Let me borrow my $20 to tomorrow.
Yeah, man. So here we are, 21. We just sit here, man, talking, man, about where we are right now. We just got through talking about, congratulating DeMarcus Ware for making the Hall of Fame, and we still question why Darren Woodson hadn't made it in yet. So what do you think? I mean, how do you feel about that right now?
You know what? Who was it that came out and talked? I think it was Prime. I think it was Prime Time that came out and talked about it. And YL Customs, what's up, brother? So he came out and talked about it, man. And I think a lot of people ask the same question. What's up with Darren Woodson? Quick question. I don't know. So is DeMarcus Ware going in as a Cowboy?
Well, that's a good question.
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't. He only played what 1.5, 2 years with Denver.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah, so
that's where he got all his money at, and made all his stats in Cowboys. You're right, Chris.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So as far as Darren Woodson, I mean, this panel. I don't know did you guys see the interview where I guess somebody who's on the actual the Hall of Fame panel was talking to Deion, and he was telling him pretty much, you guys are outdated. You guys need to let us take care of the, who was already in there. Let us take care of who goes in. Which
changing the committee.
Yeah. So
and bring some younger guys.
I think kind of makes sense because if you're the owner of the club, how you gonna have the outside people let them in? Hey, you're the owner. You gotta say who goes in and who goes out.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, because right now you get inducted by the sports writers. The sports writers take a vote. So say if you got writers on the East Coast who absolutely hate the Cowboys.
Yeah,
exactly. That's biased right there.
But players in the Hall of Fame, there ain't no biases to it. They know who's great and who's not.
Exactly. They need to,
because players will give people props. Just like, even though I didn't like it, but when Michael Parsons was talking about Lane and everything, and hey, bring one home I was like, okay, all right, bro, I know, but in the same instance, say if they retired, who was a dog and who wasn't. You know what I mean?
You show the respect. Yeah,
I really agree with Deion, but even if they don't want to do that, at least split it.
Exactly.
Let's do one half Hall of Famers, the other half sports writers, and go from there. Because to me, that's more fair. Because when you got these legends, man, that's just hanging on, just like the great Chuck Howley, just now getting in, and the man, only reason they did it because the man about to pass away. He can't even know. He don't know his own name. He should have been in 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that, man, that irks me. And then some people who get in, dude, they pull up a stat. I don't know if y'all saw this on TikTok. Terrell Davis for the Broncos. Literally right now, him and Ezekiel Elliott have the same exact stats. So, but if Zeke quit today, would Zeke be in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Nope.
He wouldn't.
Well, but Terrell Davis has a Super Bowl, right?
He got 2.
So
that's what's going to separate them.
Yeah.
But so if it's Super Bowls, and I'm glad you said that, Garrett. So if it's Super Bowls, Darren Woodson should be in, right? He got 3.
Yeah, he got 3. So
he got 3.
Deion Sanders said it best. You guys, y'all are outdated. And it needs to be changed. You got to have players. I don't care if it's Hall of Famers from the that's on the board or whatever. Those guys have something to do, like you said, Chris. And I don't even know why sports writers have to be on there. I mean, why? Why do they have to be on there? Because it's a club. It's a club amongst the football players. So allow them to vote who they think that needs to be in there. But that's us just talking. from the Cowboy Huddle.
Yeah.
And probably, Chris, that's why we don't have as many as we do have in there, because we got haters everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I can name 4 people from the old Cowboy team should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, I can name 12.
Hey, I mean, just automatic. Harvey Martin should be in the Hall of Fame. Ed Too Tall Jones should be in the Hall of Fame. Charlie Waters should be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, that's just off the top of my head, bro.
Right.
So I don't give a damn. Billy Joseph Priest should be in the Hall of Fame. He revolutionized tight end positions in the 70s and 80s.
Butch
He was
Davis.
the first big tight end, bro.
Tony Hill. Why not Tony Hill?
Tony Hill, exactly. And they didn't even throw the ball back then. So
exactly. So
yeah, man, don't get me on my Cowboy soapbox. You know I love my team.
Yeah, y'all do.
Y'all know I love my team.
So Mundo, we was talking about this as well, and we're gonna move on real quick. But we was also talking about now that we have Mike Solari coming in as the new offensive line coach that is replacing the $2 million man, Joe Philbin, with the basic run block. Yeah, you know how I am, Chris. Oh,
you hate him. You hate him.
Yeah, man. I mean, God Almighty, you can't combo block all 18 games. But anyway, so he's
let it go, G. Let it go.
Yeah. Bye, Joe. But also we do have Brian Schottenheimer coming in as OC, and now Mike McCarthy is looking at bringing in an analyst. You know, we had always heard Mike McCarthy talking about, well, you know, I always use the analytics when I do a game, but now that we know that there was a division between Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy basically stood on the sideline and allowed Kellen Moore to do his job. So the question is, how are you liking the progress that we're making right now? And I'm gonna start with you, 21 baby.
As far as the coaching, it's good because Mike's getting his team. It's officially his group. This is his group. We finally got rid of the remnants of the Jason Garrett.
Yeah,
got rid of all that. So this is Mike's group. There's no more excuses. There's no, there's nothing tying him down. Now there's nothing that we can say, well, there's still Kellen Moore. It's all you, Mike. It's all Mike McCarthy now.
Yeah, right. So, Ru, what do you think about that? I mean, as far as the direction that Mike is going, I mean, are we showing progress, or what do you think?
I mean, it's put up or shut up time for Mike McCarthy. I mean, that's just where we're at with him, and it's crazy to say that considering how many games that he's won. But there's a lot of people that are sitting here and think. I mean, there's a lot of people sitting here thinking, what was his part in those 12 wins to begin with? Just in terms of, he wasn't play calling, and clock management was a question, and now it's like, I just want to see what it looks like when he actually takes over, because like y'all said, this is how he got the job. He was supposed to be that, offensive guru that was going to come in and turn Dak Prescott into Aaron Rodgers or whatever. All I know, if we're looking at this, obviously it's too soon for anything, but it's like, there's other things on my mind other than this coaching staff, because for Mike, it's none of them shut up. It's the GM department that I'm really more concerned with, because there's pieces and there's things coming where it's like, I don't want to fall into the same trap twice. And I keep seeing all this stuff from all these other creators, and I'm like, dude, this is all parroting and everybody's saying the same thing. And I'm really getting tired of it, but I don't want to jump ahead. So I'll just stick with the coaches for now. Yeah.
So Chris, knowing that, Mike McCarthy is doing this here, man, and we don't really know what our running back tandem going to look like. It's a possibility we might have seen the last of Zeke. And I hate, it is what it is. But again, like Mike McCarthy said, he has to do what he has to do. And if he's going to run with West Coast offense, do you believe that he'll be bringing in a fullback, a natural fullback to complement his running back? And do you think that running back could be Tony Pollard? I mean, what are we looking like at this backfield position?
Well, as a guy who loves the fullback, I love him.
Oh yeah, me too.
I hate when they put an offensive lineman in the backfield. I hate when they put a tight end in the backfield, because that's not what they do. Okay, it's part of what they do. But when you actually have a fullback like the 49ers who make the top 100 of players, okay, and all the dude do is block, okay. When the Cowboys was very special, we had Moose Johnson, okay, and Emmitt Smith would tell you he's in the Hall of Fame for one reason. One reason, it was Moose Johnson, okay. If we're gonna keep Zeke, keep him, and let's help him, okay. But the only thing about it with me, Gary, that I don't like about my organization, sometimes we fall in love with the wrong player, okay. Sometimes you have to make business decisions and move on, okay.
Yeah.
So when you make proper business decisions, it helps your team. You can keep progressing and be a better franchise, okay. Everybody dogs out Jerry about him being the GM. Honestly, Jerry isn't the GM. He just got the final say. Will McClay is the freaking GM. Stephen Jones is the GM. Okay, those two are the GMs because those two are the ones have been rocking our we've been hitting on the draft year after year after year after year. Okay, you know Jerry ain't he going to the Senior Bowl? He there to talk to the other owners. He ain't there got no damn. Okay.
No.
We not to fall in with our players, and we need to make a decision. So Mike McCarthy is in full control now. I have no doubt. He's in full control of his offense. He has no excuses. So whatever pieces he need to go to that office, knock on Jerry Jones' office, say, hey, I need a playmaker here. I need a playmaker here. I need a playmaker here, and I can win us the Super Bowl. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, check this out, Rue. So, and this is true. Contracts and key player position are the main worry right now. So, with that being said, what are we going to do with Dak? Are we going to extend Dak's contract, or are we going to just allow Dak to play this out? I mean, what are you going to do with Dak? We got to free up some money. So, yeah, contracts and key player positions are the main worry right now. So, how are we going to deal with this?
No matter how you stretch it, you're gonna bump it on down the road, or with a restructure, or you're gonna bump it on down the road some other way. One way or another, they're gonna figure out the cap. I don't bother with the cap mainly because the cap is an illusion. They can figure out the cap however they want to figure out the cap. There's a guy they want bad enough, they'll figure out a way to fit him into the cap. There's a guy they want to get rid of, they'll figure out how to get rid of him in the cap. What I want to talk about is what Chris talked about just now. Not falling in love with players in certain positions and not falling in love with players and just giving them the money because you like them or whatever it is, because it feels like that's what we do. That happens so much on this team, and it's just like, you know what? Because I've been hearing it all throughout social media, and all I keep hearing is they're going to cut Zeke, they're going to franchise tag Pollard, we're going to sign Dalton, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll let Zeke go, I let Pollard go too. Because I'm not going to overpay for a running back, and I'm not going to make the same mistake I made 2-3 years ago with Zeke. Why? You can replace the running back position through rounds 4 through 7. Like it's not like extreme amount of draft capital that you need to go find you another solid running back.
That's true.
So if I'm being totally honest, just like y'all harped on me last year because I was the one talking about Pollard should be starting, not Zeke. The fragility of what we've seen from him is very apparent. I mean, the man broke his ankle in the game, which, I mean, it's not his fault, but it's not like he wasn't coming off injury into the San Francisco game. He hasn't played a clean season for the Cowboys since he's been here. He's in year 6, not year 2-3. And I understand he was the backup, less wear and tear, this, that, and the third. But are you paying him the money? I'm not. I'll go find somebody in the draft. You're not going to find it in free agency, but you can find it in the draft.
Well, we saw Kansas City. Look what Kansas City went and done with this guy.
7th round pick he was. Isaiah Pacheco.
I didn't even know Melvin Gordon was on the Kansas City Chiefs.
But all I'm saying is there's things coming where it's like, man, this isn't necessary. And really we should be focusing on I'd be focusing on shoring up this O-line. I'd be focusing on finding a receiver. If these guys that are young are not going to pan out, or whatever it may be, or if they need that extra push from some veteran guy, it needs to happen. It needs to go. They need to go get somebody to put alongside CD Lamb. And I've heard a lot of skepticism. Maybe CD don't need the help, this, that, and the other. And honestly, there's enough young talent to where we can either go get us that veteran guy. Because I mean, let's look at Dalton Schultz, right? Because that's what you got. You got Zeke, Pollard, Dalton Schultz, and then there's a couple other restructures. With Dalton, it's really up to you. I would like to keep Dalton for the right price. But looking at Peyton Hendershot and looking at Jake Ferguson and looking at Sean McKeon behind him, I'm not overpaying for Dalton Schultz.
No.
When it comes to the running back position, I think I've made my feelings on that very clear. I'd let them both go, and I'd figure it out in the draft. When it comes to that receiver spot,
we got Malik Davis.
We have Malik. We'll see what happens with Malik, but I'm not mad if you go get some running back depth if you get rid of them both, because then you're not paying that position anymore.
Yep.
You can go get the depth. I mean, it's out there. That running back position is deep. You can get it through the draft.
Yeah.
When the receiver, though, you can't just play receivers. Receivers are not dime a dozen. Receivers are different animals. It's hard. Like these young guys, it takes time. They got to progress. They got to get in touch with the quarterback. A lot of these guys that are coming into the league and just taking it over, they're few and far between. There's only one Jay Jetta. There's only one Jamar Chase. Everybody else is still fighting for position with these older guys that are already in the league. So that wide receiver spot is really what's crucial for me. Shoring up that offensive line, wide receiver spot, free up the space. Stop falling in love with these players. That's why we end up paying D-Law $26 million this year.
Yeah. Well, that's bad, man. And I'm going to say this here, man. Personally, we got to free up this money. But I'm going to give this receiving core that we have a chance. It's just Kellen Moore's offensive scheme just did not work. But I still believe that Michael Gallup could help. I would love to bring T.Y. Hilton back, along with CeeDee Lamb. I mean, and we could maybe Jalen Ramsey. What's Jalen Tolbert can get on the field. I mean, that's a big disappointment. But again, I'm not going to look too far into the receiving area right now, but what I am going to do, I need to free up some money to where we can get a big name, maybe a middle linebacker, okay, maybe a big, somewhere in that area. But personally, Tyron Smith, it's been fun, but you got to run. I'm just, I think we'll do okay with Terrence Steele and Tyler Smith. But I have to free up some money. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to let Tony Pollard go. I'm not going to pay that kind of money. If we have Mike Solari coming up with a great run blocking scheme with this West Coast, and you go out there and get a running back, I don't care if it's third round, fourth round, and put him in, behind a run block scheme that's going to where he can average 3 or 4 yards a carry. So, yeah, I would probably have to – I hate to say it. Zeke is my guy. Zeke, I'm sorry. We got to move on. But you got to free up this money in order to be able to compete, because this is it for McCarthy. Because I'm going to say this here. We could be just like Philadelphia. Philadelphia lost their offensive coordinator and they lost their defensive coordinator. We are fortunate that Dan Quinn stuck around to be a defensive coordinator. We could have been rebuilding or doing something totally different today. So what I'm more concerned about is this offensive side of the ball, building it up, built to where it needs to be in order to complement our defense. So, that's just how I feel about that. So I think we'll have to free up some money, and I say we do that through the extension of Dak's contract. So
with Zeke, can we cut Zeke and then re-sign him to a veteran minimum, or
you don't have to? You can just sign him to like a $3 million contract if you wanted to. You don't have to cut him.
No,
because we don't owe him anything. We don't owe him anything in 2023.
Well, technically, you do have to cut him. You have
to. Okay, yeah,
because he's under contract, right?
Yeah.
Right. So okay. Yeah, you're right.
Unless he agrees to a vastly reconstructed concept, you have.
Okay, there you go. Gotcha. Okay,
but but when you say that, Armando, that's to me, that's still we still want to hang on to something that is not working right now. So I'm in the favor. I'm half in with Rue and I'm half out with certain players. Okay. Right. With Tony, I want to keep Tony. Let me tell you why. It's because we have very few dynamic players on offense. Okay. Game breakers. Okay. CD is consistent. He improved going in at the end of the season, but he wasn't a dynamic game changer. Tony could change the game.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw when he got hurt against the Niners, everybody win that was watching it, including the Cowboys. The win went out of their cell.
Yeah.
Because they know that at the time, that's our only dynamic game changer on offense. Now, let me ask y'all this question. When the Cowboys was winning Super Bowl, when the Cowboys was good, our GM / owner went and got impact players. He went and got Dion. He went and got Charles Haley. He went and got the players that'll make the difference on the defense because our offense was already set. So now our defense is getting back to that level where they're set. So it's time to get off your butt and go get somebody dynamic to change it. Just like when they signed Amari Cooper the first time. Remember, we couldn't even throw the ball 5 yards. Amari Cooper came in, he made a dynamic change to the offense.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. It's time to put up and shut up. That's not on Mike McCarthy, too. It's on that front office to get Dak Prescott some dynamic people so we can go forward and win some damn Super Bowls.
Yep.
It's not just we can't sit here and blame Dak for throwing this and doing that, and we can't blame Kellen Moore, blah, blah, blah. We need to blame the head front office for not getting us the proper people so we can move forward. Like you said, G, it's time to get rid of people that the tires is flat, like we said all last season. We know who they are. Okay. And we all love them. I love Zeke, his Ohio State football playing ass. I couldn't stand, but I love him. But it's time to go. I love Tyrant. It's time to go. I love D-Law. It's time to go. Okay.
You're not gonna get rid of D-Law though.
You got to move on these high. If you making all this money but your production is not there, it's time to go. We can't fool around anymore. Hey man, I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
Let's get this 6, bro. And it's time to quit playing favorites and let's win.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And you know what? And all you guys have great content that you just brought to the table. But man, you know what? I don't know if you guys saw this, but I want to share this with you because Emmett came out and he directed his message straight to the Cowboys. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I want to play a little bit of this for you guys. And just check out what he said, man. And it has a lot to do with where we need to be in order to be successful. So check this out.
Responsibilities. Coaches have to take on responsibility in terms of how our team not only is built, but how we are prepared to go into the season every year. What are the expectations is the question I'm going to ask myself if I'm evaluating my team. What are we expecting of ourselves? What are you expecting of yourself as an individual player is the question that one must ask. How are we going to get there? And what are you willing to do for me and for you and your other teammates? All right, if we're willing to do this, are you committed to the mission for as long as it takes? And that mission it begins now during the offseason with the right mentality and the right mindset. Because every day that you come in, you train, you prepare, you focus for what? What the mission is. And every night you go to sleep, you dream about what it is that you want to achieve within this mission and how you're going to play a role in it. And as a coach, it is my job to make sure that my team is not only mentally focused, emotionally ready, and physically ready. And then we got to come up with the game plan that affords you as my athletes to own what it is that you're doing. When you run a pass route, I want you to own that damn pass route. When I call a play, I want you to own that play. I want you to know that play inside out to where I don't have to tell you what adjustments to make. You know it. That's knowing your system. That system is becoming a part of who you are as a person.
Woo!
That's Jimmy Johnson
Dang,
talking
fella.
right there.
Hey, that bottle
Woo!
to him, that stuff is delicious. That's Herradura Ultra. That stuff is so good. It's only like 65 bucks.
Y'all know what that was?
What was that, Dallas Cowboy Chris?
Y'all know what that was? That was a man who won Super Bowls.
Tell him, big fella.
Damn.
That's all that
what I
was.
said.
That's all that was. It's just a man who won Super Bowls.
That's a man that knew he had to take accountability when he played. That's a man who had a coach who knew, hey, this coach is gonna get on our ass if we don't, if we don't hit this hole like we're supposed to hit this hole. Hey, yo.
Hey, but and like you say, that came from a guy that was a witness, that participated in 3 Super Bowls. So hopefully Jerry Jones and the Cowboy organization is taking heed to what this man even talking about becoming an offensive coordinator. I mean, he said that in this. Yeah, he said that, and he's thinking about it. That maybe I need to be an offensive coordinator, but again, we need something like the Troy Aikman or the Emmitt Smith, the Jay Novacek to bring that back. I heard somebody say on 105.3 The Fan, he was talking about how Michael Strahan had went up against Eric Williams and Larry Allen, and what they said is that these guys had attitude when they played. Eric Williams told Strahan, I'm going to F you up. And Strahan was like, well, what did I do? But that was their mentality, so maybe that's what we need. I like I said, I'm a big D-Law fan, and he's one of those that motivates these guys, but we need the whole team to be like that. We need the whole team to be like that. We know when we go on this defensive side of the ball, but that offensive side of the ball, they too passive to me, man. They really are. What do you think, Mondo?
Yeah, I think this offense, we need to get some. I feel like Dak needs a little bit of grit, a little bit of he needs that. We know he's friendly at the podium. We know what I did like is that he came out and he pretty much said F Philly. So I saw a little bit of. I was like, okay, Dak is finally getting it. It's that time, man. It's that time to get out there and talk some shit and go out and get dirty.
Yeah, exactly. So before we move on, guys, here's a couple of comments, man, and this let's kind of see what they have to say. But this is a good comment. Look at the last 10 Super Bowls. The starting running back wasn't paid like Zeke is. 7 of the past 10 running backs under $1 million a year. So you got to get them hungry guys. You got to get them po guys, not poor. Po guys, the po guys in your backfield that's trying to get a long-term contract.
Yep.
And we saw that with Kansas City. We saw that with the damn Eagles running back. Hell, we didn't know half of them guys, but them guys are hungry. So do y'all agree with this statement?
Yep.
100%. It's literally what I was talking about. This is the exact reason I'd give away both of them. And I get it. Tony is dynamic. But it's still $10 million against your cap in the running back position in a cheap, and like I don't want to diminish the spot, but it's like,
it's not that spot, the running back spot. Well, I think once we saw the Todd Gurley's, the Ezekiel Elliott's get those contracts and kind of we saw the this diminish. So,
there's only one guy that comes to mind. It's the King. The King is the only guy that got paid and didn't even get paid like the other guys got paid. He's the only one that got paid and continued to be productive. Matter of fact, he's probably one of the only ones that started out relatively slow and then turned into what he turned into.
Yeah, you're right.
Because him and Zeke have like the same numbers, like identical. But everybody's like all high on King Henry. But it's like, bro, when Zeke was here, if we're talking rookie year Zeke, second year Zeke, third year Zeke, bro, there was nobody better. There was no one. He could catch it, he could block, he could run, he could literally do everything.
Yeah.
But when it's time, it's just time, man. It's just business.
Well, here's a statement right here, guys. Chris, what do you think? Do we make moves to get ahead and draft Bijan?
No.
Who that said
No.
yeah? Somebody said yeah.
No.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No. No.
What
Now,
are we?
don't get
What
me
are
wrong.
we at right now?
Are we
We're
talking
at
about
26.
trading? Are we talking
Number
about trading
26,
up to get him, or if he falls to 26, do you take him?
Let me say that now. We just sat here and talk about we can get a running back from round 4 through 7. But
True.
if he
That's
fall to
true.
26, ain't that a first round running back? That's a first
That's
round
true.
running back.
Well,
We just
26 is
sat here-
kind of
we just sat
26
here
is
and
kind
said-
of a second round, but I mean it's a
and
first
it's still
round.
a first round. So
Yeah,
I mean it's 26 players out of 500. That's still a first round damn pick.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
my whole thing is we can't say, hey, we can get rid of everybody and we'll go rounds 4 through 7 for a running back. But if Bijan fall, hey, that's the exception. It's not the exception. It's not, because I know Rue's seen every play Bijan ever ran in his career at the University of Texas. I know that's
Right.
his man. Okay. But I personally, I like Bijan, but to me, when you think of Texas running backs, do you think of Bijan? I don't. I named 3 other
that's
Texas
shade
running backs
like a
before
mud.
Bijan.
That Rue. Damn, Rue.
I've
You
got
just
something
do
to say
some
about that.
shade.
Hey,
That's okay.
like
That's
I
okay.
said, this is my opinion. Okay,
No,
I know Rue's seen every damn play the man
thing
ever
is,
had.
I will say this, G. He's not wrong, because when you think Texas running back, I mean, Ricky Williams comes to mind, Cedric Benson comes to mind, and if we're going to talk recent history, Jamal Charles comes to mind. You know, there's guys.
All these people.
I mean, there's a lot.
Campbell.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, of course,
it's a lot.
I didn't mean to leave out.
But the
Earl
reason
Campbell.
I said that, Rue, the reason I said that, don't get me wrong, I love Bijan. I think he's a hell of a player. Bijan is a beast. But at 26, I'd rather have something else than drafting a running back at that point. Okay.
Well, let's talk about that.
I'd rather have another offensive lineman. I'd rather have a playmaking wide receiver.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather have a linebacker at that position. Okay.
So what are you gonna pick at 26, Chris?
If it was me,
You got one pick. What are you gonna pick at 26? You're up. Who are you picking?
I'm picking the offensive lineman.
Rue, at 26, what are you picking?
I like to draft based off necessity, but also based off of potential of what could, like, best available player, if that makes sense. If I'm gonna pick at that spot in priority level, I'm going offensive lineman, linebacker, and then receiver at 26, maybe. But that's what I'm looking at in the first round. And honestly, Chris, I'm with you. I'm not drafting Bijan in that first round. It is enticing. And obviously, I love Bijan, and that would be awesome to see him in a Cowboys uniform.
Yeah.
But I want depth in that O-line. That means more to me than going out and getting a splash player, because I said it. You can get a good running back, solid running back rounds 4 through 7. You can. Bijan is hella attractive, of course. I mean, forget it. I would love to see that star on the side of his helmet. But if I'm being smart, I'm going O-line. Linebacker was a problem. And if there is a skilled enough receiver that falls or somebody misses on, I'd take a receiver in that spot for sure, because it's a necessity. We're not going to get it through free agency, which we can get through free agency this year. But if they don't, which they probably won't, knowing our history, but I mean, who knows? Maybe they prove me wrong. I wouldn't mind a receiver in that spot either.
I hear you. Okay, all right, 21. What are you taking at 26?
Kicker?
I got the joke. I got it.
That's true. That's
I
true.
got it.
We all missed that one. We are drafting a kicker this year.
We have been there before. I mean, dude, I almost fell out of my chair when he said that. But you know what? He was probably right.
He was probably right.
That is just a running joke, bro.
Honestly, I think I'm with Ru on that. If we get a chance to draft a receiver what we need. Let's draft our needs, and obviously, O-line. If we're gonna fortify something, we gotta fortify that O-line. So we talk about our run game, and we don't need an elite running back. So we gotta fortify this O-line and make elite running backs.
Yeah. You know what? And I think we all agree on this one, man. I think that is a need. We do need to add depth to this O-line, man. And I say the same thing. At 26, I'm getting an offensive lineman. And I would love to feel somebody at that left guard for Connor McGovern. I mean, he's done well, but really one guy I've been watching from Minnesota is John Michael Smith. He's a center / guard. I mean, he's one of those guys that got great pad level. But but I think we all agree on that. I think that we all see that we do need to add depth at that offensive line. So, yeah. And then maybe, like you say, we don't know what we're going to do with LVE. We might need a middle linebacker, but if you free up that money through Dak and some other guys, you might can get you a top-notch middle linebacker out there. So, but Buzz said this here, guys. We're going to move on. Buzz said, get rid of Schultz, Paulus, keep Zeke at fullback, draft Bijan. I really like Tolbert, that wide receiver with Gallup and Sheedy. I don't know if my only thing about that, I don't know if Zeke could be a true fullback. I mentioned it once before, but I don't know. That's, you got to come on with it. You need that guy like they got over there. What is the 49ers that they got that big wide guy?
Wisecheck.
Huh?
His name Wisecheck. What's his name?
Something, yeah.
Justin Juszczyk.
Yeah. I don't know if Zeke can. I don't know if Zeke can do that. I don't know, but
hey, yeah. I'll tell you this, Buzz. I like Larry's idea better, and Larry's idea falls into my first idea because you could get Roschon Johnson in those 4 through 7 rounds, and that man is a monster. That man is a beast, and it's another dude I'd love to see in a Cowboys uniform. Forget about it.
That's true, man. And you never know, man. It's possible, man. So yeah, I think we all on the same page, man. And like I said, I'm feeling good about what the direction that this office is going. I think we're going to get a chance to see Mike McCarthy actually bring in an analyst that's going to do the analytics of the game, because we kept saying, he said we got an analyst, but hell, he's not managing the game. I mean, what's the chances? We 2nd and 2 when we throwing the ball. So it's one of those things, man. But anyway, so hey, man, listen, I guess we're where we need to be, guys. Anybody got anything else? What's going on? Y'all wanted to share something with us before we move on?
Well, I'm excited for Saturday to watch some football. Let's go Renegades.
Are you going to the game?
It's up in there, 50-50. It's a 50-50 shot.
Well, I tell you what, the ticket's a lot cheaper.
$20, starting at $20.
Woo! Hey, we need to do that.
Hey,
so everybody support the Arlington Renegades. They're playing at, what is the name?
You know how hard it is for me to sit here and cheer for Bob Stoops? You know how hard that is for me to do?
That is right. He's coaching that team.
I cannot stand Bob Stoops. I'd rather go down here to San Antonio and cheer on Hines Ward.
Oh, wow. That's right, man. I forgot Bob Stoops was there.
I hate Bob, man. I can't stand Bob Stoops.
Well, we're just supporting the team, Bob. Man.
Yeah.
We're just supporting the team.
So I won't cheer for because of Bob Stoops.
Do a little tailgating.
Stars on Saturday. I'll be there for that. And Michael Irvin is gonna be signing on Saturday between 3 and 5. I forget where.
That's what's
up.
You're
gonna be in town Saturday, huh?
I am gonna be. I got the weekend, so I'm coming down Friday night. Man, I don't know how long. I don't know if I'm gonna make that autograph thing or not. I really want to go do that because I got a Michael Irvin up here I need to get signed, and he's doing it for free. So I'm like, man, if I can get out there, I really need to get out there and get that done. But
it's gonna be a long line, brother.
The game's at 5 because they play Stars games at these random times. Like all year, it's been at 7 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock for these games. The one time I'm going, it's at 5 o'clock. I'm like, why do you have to do it at 5? You couldn't do it at 7, 7:30 or something. But it's like whatever, man. I'm gonna figure something out. I got it, man. These Stars look good. I know it's not a hockey thing. I know y'all don't really watch hockey, but bro, hockey is addictive as hell. And if you love football, there is some hard hitting action in hockey. And dude, It is a hell of a thing to watch. And the Stars are we're number one in the West. Number one in the West right now.
Hey, we're doing big things this year, man. Dallas Maverick got Kyrie. And you know what I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on to hear the big splash from the Cowboy. Because you know Jerry Jones is not going to let Mark Cuban outdo him. You already know that.
and we on right now. He was 5-5. We're playing the Nuggets, and he missed the 3. That's a beautiful thing. We got the ball. Look, Kyrie's out, though. Kyrie is not playing tonight. Kyrie out with something. He got a flu or something.
Well, that's what it is, man. So, hey, we want to say thank y'all to everybody that came out and supported us tonight. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button and also the notification button so you will be notified when the next video is posted. And like we always say, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen. Dallas Cowboys in your face. And we